What's up everybody, GhostGamer here, and today we're going to be reviewing a slightly older but not at all bad game, and that would be Far Cry 3. Now keep in mind, I understand that it's been, I think, 2 years since its original release. I want to say it was released around October 2012, somewhere in that ballpark. But if you haven't taken the time to give Far Cry 3 a shot, you should definitely do so. It's not the greatest game on the market, but with that being said, it's very, very hard to have a game that is absolutely 10 out of 10, 100%, no gripes, complaints, whatever. This, if I had to give it a numerical rating value, if you will, I'd have to give it like a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. There are some reasons for that, and we'll get into that in a second. Now, if you don't know anything about the Far Cry franchise, Far Cry 3, just like Far Cry 2, open world, open world first-person shooter. A huge, absolutely huge map. It's one of those things that will take you some time to do everything that's available. It's not one of those deals where you basically put in the game, start playing, 4 hours later you're done and call it in a day. I hate those. I absolutely fucking hate those games. This, not so much. Multiple hours. I can't even remember how long it took me the first time I actually played it. Probably about a month after its release. Actually, not even a month. Probably a couple weeks after it got released. Took me a while, and granted, I was still in school at the time. I still had a full-time job, but I still rocked out that game 2-3 hours a night, and it took me several nights in order to try and beat that game. There are many different things that come into play with this game. You can craft. Okay, that's the number one thing. You kind of start off with well, I'm not going to try and give away any spoilers, but you start off with kind of a rudimentary kit, so to say. Then, once you're out and about on your own, you have the ability to start crafting stuff, such as backpacks and holsters. Drugs, I have to say, are kind of prevalent in this game. Methamphetamines, cocaine, actual drugs to help heal you, drugs to help you hunt, things like that. You have a whacked out doctor. It's absolutely insane. The storyline is not bad either. I gotta say, their villain in this game, damn near top A1 notch. I mean, he is absolutely awesome when it comes to a villain. Not a complete hard ass. Well, I take that back. He is a hard ass, but at the same time, he's got that mix between knowledge and just straight crazy, and I absolutely love it. There are some complaints that I have with this game, just like I pretty much will with any game. The AI could have been a little bit more challenging. I mean, it wasn't... how would I put this? They weren't a bunch of dummies that were just walking around. But there were a couple times where I'm like, well, I come on. They could have been a little bit harder. Keep in mind, if you are a young teen or mid-teen, late teen, whatever, this needs to come up. Also, if you're an adult and you have a kid and you're thinking about maybe getting it for them, keep this in mind. I'm going to say it because I'm sick and tired of hearing the fucking people bitch about violence in video games and all that other crap. There are in this game. There's drugs, murder, prostitution, domestic abuse, slavery, rape, and of course you have your typical shoot 'em up. Explosions, bombs, Molotov cocktails, different weapons. This is not a game for a kid. I cannot stress that enough. And it used to be one of those things, when I was growing up, I was always playing games like this. Unreal Tournament, Max Payne. I was into a decent amount of violence when it came to video games. And you know what? It was one of those things. It's like, hey, it didn't bother me none. I should be perfectly fine. No, we're constantly as gamers, we're constantly getting assaulted about this. So yeah, I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm going to tell you, hey, if you're thinking about buying this for your kid, or you're thinking about getting a video game for your kid, look somewhere else. Buy it for yourself, because if you are a gamer, I'm pretty damn sure you'll enjoy it. If you're trying to look for something for your kid, pick something else. Like I said, it's open world. You have to deal with not only the AI in this world, but you also have to deal with other things. You're in essentially a jungle island. You have to deal with the animals coming at you. And it could be something stupid like a pig. Pig ain't gonna do anything to you. But you have to watch out, because there's sharks, there's tigers, there's bears. I mean, there's stuff that you'll be sitting there trying to snipe some dude from 100 yards away. Next thing you know, you got a lion or a tiger or a bear or something like that comes up on you and tries to take you out as you're trying to take a shot. All this just adds into the gaming experience as far as I'm concerned. Now, like I said, there's a couple things that kind of rub me, not really the wrong way, but I kind of wish it was a little bit different. Your NPCs, your non-playable characters in this game, you don't really have a lot of interaction with them, except for cutscenes. There's not a whole lot outside the cutscenes where you actually get to interact with those NPCs. That kind of annoys me a little bit as far as the story is concerned. Not too much, but a little bit. The graphics, I'm playing this on a PC. I can't come out and say how... Well, yeah, I can. PS3, not as good as computer. Of course, I built my own computer, and it's a frickin' banshee. Xbox, just a little bit... Well, 360 is just a little bit less. Very, very minuscule, but just a little bit less than PS3. Still, like I said, can't hold a candle to my PC. Other than that, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, you have a very large area. You have trees and grass. You have mountain ranges, water. It's absolutely gorgeous when it comes to graphics. Sound's not bad either. I mean, they did a decent job when it comes into sound design. There's also another downside to Far Cry 3, which, if I remember correctly, they're supposed to be rectifying in lieu of Far Cry 4. The open world environment kind of hit us with a little bit of an issue as far as the timeline of the plot goes. There is no sense of urgency. I mean, you have other open world games where you're basically shoved into doing something, which I kind of like, and at the same time I kind of don't like. But Far Cry 3, on the other hand, left it open. There was no time critical, if you will, scenarios or missions where you absolutely had to say, screw it, I want to go explore, or I want to go do this, or I want to go loot, but I can't. I have to take care of this mission first. It's one of those things, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse, because I don't always like being told what to do when it comes to my video games. That's why I'm not a huge fanboy of like Call of Duty and Battlefield, because essentially, as far as campaign goes, it kind of falls flat. I mean, they are always upgrading the graphics and they're kind of playing out the storyline a little bit more, but when it comes to an overall experience, it's very linear, and I absolutely hate it. I love open world. Let me choose what I want to do. That's one of the reasons why I like the Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3. And as we're waiting, supposedly, Far Cry 4. All in all, I gotta tell it like it is. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer for the last 15, 20 years. I do not like shitty games. I hate wasting my fucking money. I've worked too hard for it. I don't like fanboys. With that being said, I will suggest Far Cry 3. I know it's been out for a while, but you know what? I've heard a lot of back and forth of, oh, it sucks, or oh, it's great. Well, you know what? It's not the best game on the market. It wasn't the best game on the market in 2012. It definitely had potential. Just same as it does today. For anybody that's out there that did not play the game yet, I suggest you either go to your mom and pop shop, your GameStop, or whatever you have around you, like a Buybacks or a Best Buy or whatever the fuck it is. Bust out your credit card, pull out some cash, pick it up. I think it's only like maybe $20 used. If you want brand new, buy brand new. You can download it off of Steam. Do whatever you gotta do, but get yourself a copy. Granted, all this is my opinion, but you know what? I've played this game probably about 3 times since it's come out. I don't do that for crappy games. In my opinion, it's worth the money. That's it for this review of Far Cry 3. This is GhostGamer, and I'm out.